In this lesson, we are going to go over the steps involved in solving one-step linear equations. So the things that we want to do when we're solving these types of equations, the first thing is we want to get our variable to one side and we want it all by itself. And then we do this by using the inverse operation to undo what was done to the variable. So if we added a number to our variable, the inverse operation would be subtracting the number away from it. And then the last thing that we have to remember is whatever we do to one side of our equation, we must do the exact same operation to the other side of the equation. So if we look at some examples, we have x plus 6 equals negative 3. And so we want to get the x by itself on one side of the equation, and we see that we are adding a 6 to the x. And so in order to do the inverse operation to get it by itself, we are going to subtract 6. And then we have to remember that we need to do this to both sides of our equation. So we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. So now we're going to have our 6's will cancel, and we'll get x is equal to negative 3 minus 6, which when we combine those we get x is equal to negative 9. And so the next problem, we have x minus 3 is equal to 5. And so again, we want to get x by itself. And in this situation, we were subtracting a 3 from our variable. So in order to undo subtraction, we are going to do addition. So we're going to add a 3 to get rid of that. So the 3's will cancel. We need to do this to the other side of our equation as well so that it's balanced. So we have plus 3 to both sides, so we get x is equal to 5 plus 3, which is 8. And now if we look at multiplication and division, we have x divided by 10 is equal to 2. So we want to get x by itself, and we see that in this particular one we are dividing by 10, so in order to undo division we are going to multiply. So we're going to want to multiply by 10. We can say it's like multiplying by 10 over 1 if you want it in fraction form. That helps you see that the 10's will cancel. And then we need to multiply the other side by 10 as well. So again, we'll just write 10 over 1. So that gets x by itself. And then we have 2 times 10, so we get x is equal to 20. And then finally we have 11x is equal to 143. And so in order to get x by itself, we see that it's multiplied by 11. So the inverse operation of multiplication is division, so we want to divide by 11 to get our 11's to cancel. And then we need to do this to the other side as well. So we're going to divide by 11. So we get x is equal to 143 over 11. When we cancel that, we get x is equal to 13. So that is how you solve one-step linear equations.